I remember the exact moment my world shattered. It was a Sunday afternoon at our family gathering, the house buzzing with familiar faces and hollow pleasantries. The whispers had already begun. Rumors about my bankruptcy had spread like wildfire, fueled by betrayal from someone I once trusted. But nothing prepared me for the sting when my own brother, standing in the center of the room with a voice loud enough for all to hear, questioned my financial choices. "Maybe if you'd been smarter with money, we wouldn't be embarrassed like this," he sneered, eyes sharp, voice dripping with contempt. The room went silent, then erupted into murmurs and sideways glances. In that instant, I was no longer a sister, a daughter, or a friend. I was a disgrace. A cautionary tale whispered behind closed doors. I was broken, humiliated beyond measure, cast aside like a forgotten mistake. Everyone said I'd never recover, that I was the black sheep, a failure who had stained our family's name. But beneath the rubble of shame, something fierce ignited, a raw, unyielding determination to prove them all wrong. I left that night with nothing but a battered heart and a burning resolve. The path was anything but easy. I spent years clawing my way back from the abyss, learning to navigate the harsh world of business with relentless grit. I worked tirelessly, often alone, fueled by the memory of that cruel betrayal and the echo of my brother's harsh words. Slowly, I built something real, my own business, born from the ashes of my past mistakes. It wasn't just about money. It was about reclaiming my dignity and rewriting my story. Every obstacle became a stepping stone. Every failure a lesson. I transformed pain into power, humiliation into strength. Years later, I returned, not just physically, but as a new force altogether. The same family home, the same faces, but the energy was different. I was no longer the fallen sister. I was the woman who had risen, unstoppable and unshakable. When I walked into the room, eyes met mine with a mixture of surprise and something else, respect. My brother's gaze dropped first, a flicker of something I couldn't quite name. There was no need for loud confrontations or bitter words. My presence was my answer. I stood tall and calm, letting the silence speak volumes. The whispers had died down. The stigma I once carried was shattered. I had transformed betrayal into my greatest catalyst for success. And in that quiet moment, I realized revenge wasn't about tearing others down. It was about rising above, becoming so strong and accomplished that no one could ever cast me aside again. This was my victory, my redemption. The moment where I reclaimed not just my financial freedom, but my self-worth, my family's respect, and most importantly, my own belief in myself. The girl they laughed at had become a woman they could no longer ignore, and that was the sweetest justice of all.